Canada, and they're massive. We own a horse and carriage business and do a lot of parades and weddings.
That's awesome. I used to show Appaloosas growing up, but they weren't that big.
Yeah. No, they're huge, yeah. They're big.
I love that. Isn't that funny? And I used to show horses all my life. I love we have all these horsey and animal people on here. Hey, Miss Samantha. Hey, Elisa. Hey, Kendra. We've got like 1 minute left. I actually hit record. We're just like having fun, just kind of chatting. Everybody's doing. Samantha's got her cute little one on her lap right there. Oh my gosh. She literally gives you baby fever. Holy cow. Oh my gosh, Christine, get used to that right there, babe. That's going to be you on team calls soon. I love it.
Yep. Here comes my other.
Oh my gosh, so darn cute. Okay, seriously? They're like the best kids. Like, I immediately think of Christmas and Easter. And yesterday, my little girl lost 2 teeth, and she's like, "Mom, hand over the money." And I'm like, "This isn't fun anymore." I'm like, "No." My husband sat them down like a month ago, and he told them that the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus and the Tooth Fairy weren't real. I was a little devastated because I think they should know forever. If you don't believe, you don't receive. All right, guys. So I've already got hit record. I'm really, really excited about Christina being our guest speaker on our team call today. I want to do a couple announcements. First of all, I'm so excited about the new challenge group getting started up. I wanted to kind of walk you guys through just a lot of new coaches are like, what do I post? Like, what do I do? And I'm like, just share your journey in there, share tips and tools, things that are working for you. Just share, because it is your challenge group as well. We run them together. We still have about a week and a half left of the month to hit Success Club. So make sure you guys are doing those follow-ups, and you are, and today you're going to hear from Christine how to really like build that relationship through a private message on many different platforms. So I am so excited to have her be a part, and her and I are teaming up, working together throughout the week and helping us grow our businesses and helping our teams meet amazing goals. So I wanted to introduce her to you guys. She lives in California. I'm gonna let her tell a little bit more about herself. But she is a 3-star diamond. She is, I believe it was 31 months in a row that she has hit Success Club. She is a Success Club 10 legend, which means she has hit Success Club 10 for literally for, is it 31 months in a row?
Yeah, since my first month in the biz.
Awesome. You guys, that means she is helping over 5 people per month getting a challenge pack or getting on home direct with Shakeology. So, and changing their lives. So I'm going to let her kind of take over. So if you guys are jumping on, make sure you mute your line, grab your notepads out. I also want to be able to, towards the end, have you guys ask questions. I want you guys to jump in, ask her questions. This is the best thing about this platform, is we really get to kind of do that one-on-one. So Christine, go ahead and take it over. Tell us a little bit about yourself and then dive right in, girlfriend.
Sure. Thanks, guys, for having me on here. I still get nervous doing these. I said a little prayer for God to calm me down and make sure I'm giving you guys the information that would help you and that you guys could take it and implement it right away, and it would be really useful, helpful for your business. So I'm really glad to be here. This is fun. You guys have an awesome coach. You guys know that, I'm sure. You guys are blessed to have Rhonda leading you guys. So I've been a coach 2.5 years, and I became a coach. I'll tell you really briefly, because I don't want to take time in my story. That's not why you guys are here, but just to know where I'm coming from. I have always kind of been into fitness, but I wasn't getting results. I had gone through a breakup with my boyfriend. I remember sitting on the couch, scrolling through Facebook. I saw a post by my coach inviting me to a challenge group. I'd actually seen it previously, and inquired and then said no. So I was someone that the first time said no. Even after she gave me all the info, all the back and forth, I said no. This time when I saw it, I think because my heart was broken, I was in that place where I was open to change, receiving change. And so this time I did it. And my coach is Melissa McAllister, and I went through a program and I loved it. I got fantastic results, and I started having that feeling that I think a lot of coaches do, like I'm capable of things that I didn't think I had been before. Like I'm capable of so much more. And that started trickling into other areas of my life and made me think, where are the other areas of my life that I could be holding back and that I don't even know it, that I'm not reaching my full potential in? And my career, my business was one of them. Actually, there's a lot of them, really. I kind of got to that point when I hit goals in my fitness that things just changed for me. And I just kind of said, no more kind of mediocre relationships, no more mediocre, just kind of good enough job. No more just good enough with my fitness either, I wanted it to be a lot better than that. So I joined a group, got results. When she first presented coaching to me, I said, no, lady, I'm not trying to hear that right now. And then I did the coaching. I signed up. She didn't even know. And I just, from day one doing this, I was kind of that person that decided I was going to go all in no matter what. I creeped my coach's page. I was in her challenge group. I didn't ask her about it. I, on the sideline, while being in her challenge group, would creep her page, and I could see her posts, and I was starting to kind of understand through her posts the potential that this business had. And she was like, she talked about what it was doing for her life. And I just decided I was going to go all in on that. And I listened to, so 2.5 years later, here I am. I quit that job, that other job that I had, that paid me well. I was making over 6 figures. I was in outside sales, so I had a free time a little bit too. I wasn't stuck in an office, which is nice, but it was never going to be that ultimate freedom. I was all, it was never going to end. I was always going to have to do it. It was always this rat race doing it, and it just wasn't fulfilling me at all. Sometimes I was even embarrassed to tell people what I did. I just felt like, I was actually talking to my girlfriend about this last night. Her husband's kind of going through this. I just remember thinking that's where I used to be, just kind of being like, gosh, is this it for me? Like, I was 35 years old. This is going to be my life now. Okay, this is it. Like, I remember feeling that way. And so coaching was my way to just achieve what I felt like I could, what was in me, and what, Jesus leading me to step fully into my talents and abilities that he's given me. So I quit that job to about a year later. That's another whole story. I won't go into that, but I quit that job, so I've been doing this. And I listened to a video, a call. I don't know if you guys know who Josh Coates is. I did some trainings with him kind of earlier in my coaching career. He's really good for like motivation and accountability. He's a really good speaker. And he'll do free calls a lot too. So if you look him up, he has one coming up, I think, March 1st. And I actually paid for some of his training. But if that's an area where you struggle with, like staying motivated, inspired, that kind of stuff, Josh Coates is a really good person for that. And he had a call that he did about vision and mission, and it was kind of about staying motivated. And he talked about how, you have to be so clear on your mission and vision in order to stick with this business. We have these achievements, these benchmarks that Beachbody gives us. But let's be honest, getting to Emerald, getting to Diamond, that's not enough, right? That's not going to motivate us to do the things that we really need to do to get to our goals. That's great, it's wonderful, but it has to go so much deeper than that, and it has to be so much stronger than that. And he went through this exercise where he was like, write down where you want to be in 5 years, how you want to feel, who you want to be with, what hurdles could come, and why you why you don't deserve that, or why your family does deserve that. I went through this exercise with him, and I feel like that has been really instrumental in me being able to, like Rhonda said, always hit Success Club and grow my business consistently over this time. It's because my why, even deeper than my why, my vision, where, like, when I think about my life, like 5 years, where I want to be, who I want to be with, how I want to feel when I wake up in the morning is so strong. You have to have that. So I want to share with you guys tonight some stuff about connecting with people, and this is important, but it's just like our personal development with Beachbody. Like, if you don't have the strong vision and mission and why you're doing this, it is going to be hard to do these things that I tell you about. Because just trying to, I got to hit diamond or whatever it is, isn't going to be enough. Wait, I'm going to mute someone because I hear my echo. Oh, I can't mute. Who else is
I got it. Wait,
I'm going to mute that band, maybe?
there we go.
Okay, thank you. It was like an echo. I was like, wait. Anyways, if you don't have that, you've got to have a reason to do these daily. So I want to talk to you guys about connecting with other people. And if you've been listening, I've noticed recently, I'm like, they're giving away all my stuff I'm going to talk about. Like the call that Jen Richardson did about how she talks to people on Instagram. The call today that Jen Guthrie did on the National Wake Up Call. Sorry, I'm talking about the National Wake Up Call. Did about connecting with others. That's very similar kind of to what I'm going to talk to you guys about. It's actually very similar. I was like, great, she just gave away my presentation. But you know, sometimes it's helpful to hear it again. And this is what I've been doing for a while, and I'm glad that people are talking more about this now. And we have to connect with others if we ever want to get to the place of invite, right? Because those cold invites, which I actually did in the beginning, I just don't think I knew better. I don't think it was talked about as much about this building relationships, or maybe I just missed it or something. I did those cold invites, and it's not the best use of your time, right? And it doesn't feel that great sometimes sending them, because I had a really strong vision, like I keep talking about. I did it anyways because I was like, I don't care. I'll do whatever I need to do. I need to find people, so I'm going to invite everyone. But there was a better way I could have done it. And it's fun. It makes it fun if you just focus on, like, I'm just talking to people. I'm just making friends. I'm just having fun. It's no longer like, oh, I got to get my 10 invites out or 20 invites out today. It's just enjoyable. Hopefully you like people. If you don't like people, you don't like to talk to people. But you know, you go through, so you start this business, you go through your friends and family the first couple months, and everything's wonderful, right? Because they know you already, they trust you, they see your results, and they're going to join you. And it's easy to talk to them. You don't ask. You probably never go to Rhonda, I don't know what to say to my mom. I don't know how to talk to her. What do I say? She's interested. What do I say? How do I find more people? You know, you've got all your friends and family right there. But we have to be building beyond that, so that you always have people that you can invite to. No one in Beachbody gets to skip this step. No coach gets to skip this step. I don't care how amazing your marketing plan or whatever is, everyone has to do this. We have to connect with people. So you should be always doing this. So I'm going to go through, like, on the different ways on Facebook and the different way on Instagram. I do it. And hopefully this is hopefully this helps you guys. I wrote on here, I did a call, very similar call from my team too. So I wrote on here that we should be connecting with a minimum of 10 new people a day. I think more, but I think at a minimum 10 a day. It's so easy. 10 people a day will possibly take you 4 minutes. I'm not even joking. I'll show you how easy it is. Because here's the thing. You got to back into your goals, right? So let's say your goal is to send 3 solid invites a day. And I don't mean cold market, random, just throwing stuff at the wall, seeing what sticks. And real invites that we've talked to you already. In order to do that, so let's say you connect with 10 people a day. Even though you might be the sweetest, nicest, awesome person, maybe 5 people respond. Don't take that personally. Of those 5 people, maybe 2 or 3, or, you know, maybe like 3 or 4 of them you have like a conversation, a pretty good conversation with. Maybe only 2 or 3 of those 5 you ever end up inviting. So you always have to be connected with more people, because it's not all of those people is going to end up in an invite. And of those people that you send invites to, maybe one of them decides to do it this month. Another one doesn't do it for another 6 months from now, you know? So the work you're doing today those people may not join you for a long time. It's so fun, with Facebook and Instagram, it's so great. We have record of the messages. We can go back and see when the first time we talked to someone was, which I love to do. And sometimes I'll be like, oh my gosh, I messaged this woman like a year and a half ago or 2 years ago or whatever it is. And it's a good reminder for yourself too. Like if you're saying, oh, people are saying no, remind yourself, like, did you say yes right away? No, I know I didn't. So I just got to follow up. So for a big part of me, for connecting with others starts with my posting and just sharing on social media. And I just, as a side note, I'm not amazing at posting, but I am very consistent with my posting, at least. I always have been. And even if my posts aren't like the perfect post, whatever even that means, the fact that I show up daily is building trust with my people. And they know that. They know I'm there. I've had people, whose friends or coaches are like, I want to go with you. You just seem like you're more committed, over like a close friend of theirs. They want me to be their coach instead. And that's just from showing up every day. So you got to be doing that. We're posting to attract. You don't need to impress people. You want to make them feel like they can find success too. So most of my conversations come from my posts and the actions people take on my posts or my stories, right? So it's really important that you're genuine in your posting, which I know Rhonda is your coach. I'm sure she talks to you about this a lot, because you're going to create a conversation based on that post. So you're kind of keeping that in mind, right? So post something along the lines that you want to talk about. What can you continue a conversation with from there? So with Facebook, so when I get up in the morning, the first thing I do, and I know this is bad, even before I work out, I do a story on Instagram of me taking my Energize, and then I go to personal development. And then I normally, aside from this one other thing, I don't do anything else till I've finished my workout, showered, I'm like ready to go. Otherwise I'll get sidetracked with messages and I'll never get my workout done. I'll never get anything done if I don't take care of me first. And as you guys know, when you fall off your own fitness, that comes through. You're not as passionate. You don't feel as good. You don't want to work as hard. When you're feeling awesome, you're like, yeah, let's do this. So one thing that I do though, that because Facebook stories expire, I will go and see who looked at my Facebook workout post from the day before. The only reason I post my workouts on Facebook is so that I can message people on stories. I'm talking about stories right now because those expire. Okay. Hopefully you guys are using stories. If you're not, you should. They're so easy to talk to people from stories. So your friends usually see this, right? So first thing in the morning, one thing I do is I go to my Facebook and I scroll and see who's seen it. And it's really easy to view their profile from it, right? It gives you that number in the lower left column. You can click on it. It opens up and tells you all the people that are there. So it'll take you, I do this from my phone. It takes, however you can do it from the computer. It takes you to their Facebook page and I quickly make sure they're not also a coach or like one of my coaches' coaches. And then I'll take an opportunity to see if there's something on their page I can quickly include in my comment, in my message that I'm going to send them. Okay, so if I've messaged them, if they're a new person, I haven't messaged them before, or maybe I haven't messaged them in a while, it just keep it really simple. Hey girl, I saw you checking out my story. It's always nice. I got this from Haley Christensen, by the way. It's always nice when it's another female and not a creepy dude. LOL. Are you into health and fitness too? Or sometimes, and everyone says something back to that. Almost everyone says something back to that. And again, that's not mine. I stole it. Or sometimes I'll say, hey, I just saw you check out my story and I just wanted to say hi. Are you into health and fitness too? And that's it. I fire those off. If I've messaged them a few times, maybe we had a conversation in the past, I'll just say, hey girl, I saw you check out my story. How are you? It's been a while. How have you been doing with this? Or if they've been checking out my story a lot, like a bunch of times, and I've sent them a few messages, I'll be like, hey girl, what's up? I see you checking out my story every day. When are you going to come work out with me? Why are you not working out with me yet? Like, I see you watch my story every day. And if you want to do this with voice message, especially a message like that, like I just did, might even be better because that tone is going to come across. Because that's how I'm saying it. I'm like, girl, what's up? Come on. I see you in my stories every single day. You know you want to do these workouts. So that kind of personality, getting that tone in your voice, you might want to do a voice message. I know Rhonda does voice messages all the time, and I think they're awesome. I think in some instances, some messaging you absolutely need to. When you're going through objections with people, I think voice messages is critical. That's a different subject. That's a different call though. So what do I do? That's how I do my stories, okay? Then I go do my workout, and then I come back and get back to my messaging stuff. Now, I go through and do all this messaging before I check messages from the day before, messages from challengers, or any of that stuff, because you'll get lost in that stuff. And I'll explain again, you don't need to hit all these different ways I message people every single day, but I'm just going to go through them. If you have the time, there's never ending people that you can talk to. Never ending. You will never find the end of Instagram or Facebook. So another thing that I do, let's say some of those people that I had talked to before, I'm still sticking with Facebook right now. I'll get to Instagram in a second. On Facebook, some of those people that I'd previously spoken to, let's say we have a good conversation. I'm like, I like her. She seems cool. I'm going to go over to her friend list. And then I'm going to go click on, what I typically do first is you can see the tab that it says suggested friends, or people you should know. That's what it says, or people you may know. You guys know what I'm talking about. And I go to that and I look who those people are. And usually those are suggested because you have more than, sorry, I open up my phone to watch the time. Okay. Because usually you have more than one person than mutual friends. You have a few mutual friends. And I think those people are more likely to accept you as your friend. So I'll go through there and add other friends, add those people. Okay. That's how I find friends on Facebook usually. Sometimes through groups as well, although that's an area that is not my strong suit, is checking in groups. If you do that, I think that's a great way to build relationships. I actually need to get that back on my agenda and make that another priority. But so this, and then when they accept me, I do not send them a message right away. I don't know if how Rhonda does it, but this is how I do it. I think sometimes you send messages right away. Like the other day I got a message from a girl from Mary Kay, and I seriously was like, watch, I wonder how long it takes her to message me. I just thought to myself, I know she's going to. And she did. And I was like, and it wasn't like a, hey, I just started following your page and noticed you're in the health and fitness, start a conversation. It was, hey, I'm doing this promotion with my company and I want to see if I could borrow your face for an hour, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I wrote her back and said, I appreciate your hustle, girl, but I'm all set. But in my head, I was like, that's so lame. Like, you don't know anything about me. Like, you don't know if I'm into this. I actually already use Mary Kay. My mom sends me stuff. Like, so you don't want to do that. That's, I think it is. I think they're expecting you. And actually, Jen talked about that on the call this morning. They're expecting that from you, right? Because those kind of people that aren't us, obviously, that aren't really doing it great of a way. That was kind of the old me. So I wait, and I'm waiting because I'm hoping that they're going to like or comment on one of my posts. And to me, that's an easier conversation to have once they've liked or commented on a post. So that's why I wait. And sometimes I'll wait almost a week until, and if they haven't commented, then I'll message them. But let's say they don't comment because they're rude, whatever, why don't you like my stuff? I'm just kidding. If they don't comment or like my stuff after like a week, I will send them a message. And I do, again, I was taught this from another coach. I compliment them and ask a question. So as you're inviting people to be your friend, keep in mind, you're going to have to send them a message at some point. Do they have things on their page you can talk about? Like there's hundreds, there's millions, I don't know how many people on Facebook. There's no need to waste your time with someone that you're like, it's going to take me 5 minutes to figure out something to say to her. Skip her, move on to someone else, you know? If they're like, people that just share stuff from other people's pages all over their posts, I struggle to find something to talk to them about sometimes. I'm not even going to ask her to be my friend, you know, because I think I would struggle to talk to her about anything. So sometimes, like, the things that I'm interested in, obviously, are going to guide me in who I request to be my friend. If I see someone with curly hair, she's getting a friend request because I could talk to her all day long. If I see someone that's pregnant, so I mentioned I'm 6 months pregnant. So if I see someone's pregnant, she's getting a friend request. I can talk to her so easy. Like, don't make it hard for yourself, you know? And so I compliment them and ask a question. So if they have curly hair and it's pretty, I'll be like, oh my gosh, girl, I love your freaking hair. Mine's crazy. I always have to wear a pony. Give it up. What are your secrets? What are you using? I say that a lot with eyelashes too. I come across a lot of girls. I'd probably send this to Rhonda if she wasn't already a coach. And I would just say, I'd be like, oh my gosh, your eyelashes. Tell me your secret right now. Please tell me. Like, I just send them a message like that. And it's kind of like this random thing, but people respond to that and they think it's kind of funny. And sometimes, and again, I stole this from Haley Christian. If you guys didn't listen to her video, side note, I'll let you know, it's in the Beachbody Champions page. It's a little bit older. Her name's Haley Christensen. I thought she did a really good job. And she references her old success partner, who is Amber something or other, I forget. She also does a bunch of trainings on Instagram that I've stolen a lot of this stuff from. So implement. Please implement. I gotta implement. Okay. That was a side note. And then I let it go from there, and they'll respond. And so what I do, if they respond, I don't message them back right away. I just let that sit there. But first, I got my priorities, right? I got to get through all my people. And I should probably say a number to do. I don't usually have to do this because I'm good at, like, I do this full time. So I know I'll message at least 30, 40 people a day just because it's so easy and so quick. But if you're like, I got 5 minutes, you do as many as you can. Like I said, if you're aiming for at least 3 invites to 10 new people a day. Okay, so I don't message them back right away. I let them sit there. And then the next day, I will send them a message. And as a little, like, kind of jab, I will say, oh, hey, girl, I'm sorry. I got so busy. I'm working on some meal plans for my new group. It starts Monday. Anyways, and then go right back into whatever we were talking about. So I try to, like, kind of drop it in there. And if I reached out to her because I think she's going to be like a coach, or I want her to be a coach, I might say something like, oh my gosh, girl, I'm sorry. I started doing training for my new coaches on my team, got sidetracked, and then I'll get back to, and I'll say, oh, so anyways, and I'll get right back into what we were doing. The goal, I'm sure you guys can tell, is transparent for other coaches. I'm hoping that they ask about it. They don't always. And that's okay. I planted that seed. And sometimes what they'll do is if they don't ask about it right then, at the end of the conversation, they might go, okay, well, wait a second. What was that thing that you talked about before, that meal plan stuff? What kind of meal plans do you do? Or what kind of coaching are you talking about? They might ask about that. And even if they don't, let's say the conversation just ends at hair stuff that day or the next few days. It doesn't go much farther than that. Actually, let me caveat that. Hopefully you guys are familiar with FORM, Beachbody FORM. It kind of helps guide you with your conversations, family, occupation, recreation, and then the message. Kind of like the guiding you through your conversation, kind of where to take them. Okay, that's as a side note. But let's say it doesn't get there eventually for some reason. Even if it doesn't, it's so much easier. Hopefully you have a conversation at least with them. Something about, if you ask them what they do, something about what you do will come up. Something about a post will come up. Something usually comes up in your conversation. You're just asking them questions. That's your job. Just ask them questions. Get them talking, right? And it might take you, like, going to their page another couple times to keep the conversation going because you notice something else on their page, you know? Going back to them later when you have a challenge group going and you want to invite them is so much easier because you've started this conversation. And even though it was about hair or eyelashes, you guys are like a little bit buddies now. And so when you go back to them, you can say, hey, girl, I was thinking of you because we had that conversation before and you just seem so cool. I just really love talking to you. And you can go, open it up that way, let them know why you're reaching out to them, and then go into your invite. I actually just listened to, you can tell I listen to a lot of different trainings. I listened to something that Trina Gray and Julie Boris did in the Beachbody Champions page, and they shared, no, I did, here it is. She shared this 4-step invite process that was really cool. You guys should check that out too. I'm giving homework assignments. You should check that out too. But she says, why did you think of them? What specifically is in it for them? What do you love about it that relates to them? What objection do you think they'll have that you can overcome? So maybe like as you're talking to them, if you it's time to, you've had a conversation with them, maybe the fitness part or coaching. So you're talking about coaching. It didn't come up right exactly then, but you want to invite them to something. So the next week you're starting your challenge group, so you can go back to them. Hey girl, hey Jenny. And so why do you think of her? I was just thinking today because I thought I had such a great conversation with you. You seem really fun. I thought it'd be really great for us to, continue, stay in touch other than seeing our posts on Facebook. What specifically is in it for them? You can say, I'm not sure if you are interested in any help, looking for any help with your health and fitness right now. I wanted to see if you are interested in joining me in this 30-day online sport and fitness and nutrition accountability group. So I don't have it written down. I just have the steps. So I'm just kind of ad-libbing what I'd say. And then say, so what specifically is in it for them? So you could say like, I think it's really awesome. You get to work out in a group of people. Everyone, I typically tell people, everyone in my group guarantees to lose 5 to 15 pounds. I love it because the group really helps me stay accountable. And you don't have to go to a gym in order to get results or something like that. So I've kind of sorry, that was kind of like, I hadn't thought about that ahead of time, but why do you think of that person? Hey girl, I thought we had this great conversation before. I thought it'd be fun to work together. What specifically is in it for them? Ask them, I'm not sure if you'd be interested in something, you're looking for help with your health and fitness. But you're getting this accountability group with me. What do you love about it? Let them know, like, I love it because it's this group of women that have helped me stay accountable with goals. I lost 15 pounds and it's changed my life. You don't have to go into like all your results about it, just something quick. And then what objection you think it has. And it's super awesome too because you can do this all from your home. So like think of like an objection that they might have, or it's really awesome too because like if you talked and they said that they're a beginner with the program, mention that, or whatever it is, whatever objection you think based on your conversation might come up. If it was a coach kind of post that you were talking about, let's say it's a old friend or something you were talking to. It's like, hey girl, hey Jenny, pretend it's Jenny. I was thinking of you because I thought it might be fun for us to stay in touch again beyond seeing our posts on Facebook. It'd be fun to reconnect. I know you're someone that's always been into sports and fitness and you really like being active. I think it'd be really cool for you. So you're saying why you thought of them, what's in them. I thought it'd be really cool for you, to take a look at this. Because in just, 1 week, I've tried new meal plans, new workouts. I'm meeting new friends. I think you'd really like this too. My pants are fitting better. I found this easy shake on the go. I love it. I think it fit your life as a busy working mom too. And the cool thing is, so now what objection, right? You don't have to know everything about health and fitness in order to be a coach. You don't have to know everything about the product. I've just started using the product and I can already tell this is the team I want to be on. So that's kind of like 2 examples of that 4-step process you want to get to eventually. I wasn't going to toss in this invite thing, but they went over it on this call and I just thought it was kind of cool. And like I said, I just listened to this last night, so I'm still working on it myself. But those are kind of a couple of examples that you could do. Again, why did you think of that person? What specifically is in it for them? What do you love about it that relates to them? And what objection do you think you'll overcome? And you're going to get answers to those from these conversations that you're having, from finding out about their family. Do they have kids? That's going to make a difference in how you invite them probably. Are they a mom? What is their occupation? Are they working or not? Do they working crazy hours, have a part-time job? What is it? Family, occupation, recreation. What do they like to do? What kind of things they like to do for fun? Are they already into fitness? Are they not? And then the message, and then you're telling them what you think is going to be amazing, what objections they'll have about it. So anyway, so that's kind of the invite process that I am now using. And it's probably similar to what you've done before, but they just kind of break down a little bit more step by step so you can understand it. So, okay, now I'm going to go back to kind of a little side detour right there talking about inviting. I'm going to go back to the initial connecting, okay? So, back to posting a little bit. So, still connect people. So when I post something, if I ask a question and they comment, I always ask a question back to that comment. Comments on your comments is going to help drive reach on your posts. So I'll ask another question back. That's another reason as you're posting, you're like, how can I make a conversation out of this? So if you post something and they ask a question, ask them another question back. You know, you can answer their question, ask them another question back. Facebook is going to see that and see she's creating a community on her page, and they're going to like that and show it to more people, your post. Then if they answer again, oftentimes that's when sometimes I'll take it to private messenger. And again, you're just asking more questions, finding out more about them. If they do not comment on my post, this post, I think it's amazing, and I don't get any comments. I'm like, whatever. Doesn't matter to me, because any person that's liking that post is getting a message from me. If now, I keep them pretty lighthearted, unless if I post specifically a transformation post or a coaching call to action post, I'll be more direct with my invite. And I might just do like, hey, thanks so much for liking that post. I appreciate that support. And then I'll say the thing like, I'm not sure if you're looking for any help with your health and fitness goals. I'm starting this new 30-day accountability group. They're super fun. I guarantee everyone loses 5 to 15 pounds. Would you be interested in more information? I'll say that to them if they like a post like that. It's another reason why I tell my team, you should be sharing transformation posts, I say a minimum of twice per week. And one of the reasons I do that is half of my posts is we're just posting to connect, right? So those posts make it so easy to connect with people. They liked your transformation, like, hey girl, thank you so much for the love. You don't have to do that. You can just say a thank you. If they just like my post, they're getting a thank you. Thank you so much for the love on my post. I so appreciate that. You know, even though I'm pretty proud of myself and what I done, it can still be super scary. So I appreciate the support. And sometimes I leave it just like that, just a thank you. Today, I sent a whole bunch of just thank yous for liking a post. It wasn't a transformation post, it was other posts. You can send thank you posts to any of your stuff, by the way. To any of your stuff, send, and you should, right? If you think of it like it's your business, they're giving you a like, say thank you. Thank you for liking my business and what I'm doing here. But again, what's cool is that if you want to ask a question after that like, or just leave it at a thank you, try both. And then go back with your messenger and see what worked. What got responses back more? Did you get more conversations going from just a thank you? Or did you get more responses and conversations going when you said thank you, plus said, hey, I don't suppose you would be interested in finding out any more about this? Like, play with it and see what you get. Okay, I gotta move fast. So, sometimes I'll go to their page and find something to ask them about as well when I'm saying the thank you. And it depends, sometimes it just depends on how much time I have, to be honest. If I'm trying to, not to say I don't try to always make my connections quality, but I'll be honest, sometimes I want to say thank you, and I don't always take the time to go to their post. If you do, or go to their page, if you do, sometimes they can be more quality. But if they like it a second time, I'll say thank you again, unless it's like the next day. I'm not going to send it that quickly. The third time, I'll do another thank you, but this time I'll be like, hey girl, thank you for all the love you're giving me on my post. Please don't ever stop. But like, I just gotta ask, are you interested in what I do? Like, are you curious about what I'm doing? And depending on what kind of post it is, like if it's about, you know, coaching, like health, fitness, like you want to make this a business like I did. I see you giving me all the love on all my posts all the time. Or if it's about the challenge group, like, are you interested in what I do? Like, are you interested in finding out more about my groups I'm always posting about? I see you always giving me the love. Look at that. And then sometimes I'll give a little scenario. This is after they've liked a whole bunch of stuff, and I sent them a few messages. So don't think like just because you thank them or you don't have anything to say to them. No, you can still message them. And sometimes, actually, never mind. Okay, that one. Then, depending on how they're, skip that, never mind. Depending on their response to me, I will add them to my follow-up. Right now, I used to use TeamBeat. I just switched to a different kind of follow-up tracker, a CRM, online CRM. When I first started, though, I just had this binder with this paper, and I used pencil so I could erase it, and had follow-up dates next to it. It's still actually back there. Papers, sheets of paper. You've got to be following up. That's where all my business comes from. I don't know if it's just I'm not that great at it, but almost nobody. No, I take that back. I'm not going to say that. It's just because sometimes people need to hear it more than once. Most people do not say yes to me the first time I invite them. So following up is key. Don't and also I think that proves to other people that you actually really care. That you weren't just interested in just the invite. Like following up shows them like, no, I am really interested in you and helping you. It wasn't just no, now you said no and I'm out of here and I'm never talking to you again. And I think people appreciate that too. So, okay, so that's kind of my Facebook, what I do on Facebook. On Instagram, what I do is in the morning when I get up, or actually I usually do it the night before, I take that back. On Instagram, you can save your stories into highlights. So now on Instagram, there's those little dots that go across your screen. I will save any story that I'm like, I kind of want to follow the people that watch that story. And I usually just pick one or two throughout the day. Maybe one in the morning and one at night, because maybe you get a different group of people that check Instagram in the morning and I kind of get different groups of people depending on the time of day. So I'll save those so that way I don't have to worry about them expiring. They're there, I'll just save them. If I want to remove them from my highlights later, I do, no big deal. But at least they're there. So, and I do the same thing that I do on my Facebook stories with my post in the morning with my workouts. I say the same thing. Ask them, say thank you for checking it out. Ask them a question. Are you into health and fitness too? Or if I've talked to them before, are you still working on your health and fitness stuff? Hey, how's that going? Or if I see something on their page that they're like, ask them a quick question about that, whatever it is. New followers on Instagram. I do that different than Facebook because it is different. New friends versus new followers. If some new person follows me, I will say, if I can see if their profile is public, I try to find something to ask them about on their page. If it's not, then I send kind of something similar to what I mentioned before. I will say, hey girl, thanks so much for the follow. Always nice when it's a female and not a creepy dude. And then I will ask if they're into health and fitness too. If I can't see their page, that's what I'll say. If I can see their page and they're obviously into health and fitness, I will say something like, oh, I see you are. Are you see you're into health and fitness as well? Are you a coach too? Or if there's something else on there that I can connect with, I'll ask them questions. I typically, as you guys can probably tell from the way I message people, ask questions because I think this actually is funny. This goes back to when I was like dating people. Me and my friends would always be like, if he doesn't ask you a question, he's not going to get a text back. Like, what is there to say? There's nothing to say. I know that seems silly, but like, this is kind of like dating. Like, you didn't ask a question. Why do they need to respond to you? You might still get some. You'll get those people that are like, oh my gosh, maybe they'll go on. But a lot of people just send you back a heart. And then you're left being like, okay. And then I would still ask them a question because I'm going to force people to talk to me like, no matter what. But it's easier to just kind of get that going, I think. But play with it. And like I keep saying, go back and see how it goes. I will go scroll to the bottom of my Instagram, message my suggested people as well. So there's suggestions for you. It says like new follower to you. Like if I somehow missed them before, it'll say follows you, new to Instagram. There's all these different like things that it says if you scroll to the bottom. I'll message those people too. And again, If their profile's locked, they're not getting a message. But unless they watched my story or liked my stuff. But if they're new and I'm trying to come up with a way to talk to them, I do the same thing that I mentioned on Facebook. Ask them a question, give them a compliment, ask them a question. Hey girl. And again, oftentimes, that hair and those lashes, hey girl, I love your hair. So mine's insane. I have to wear a pony all the time. Tell me your secrets. Don't hold out. Hey girl, your lashes are amazing. Give it up. Give up the goods. What are you using? It's fun. Just making friends, right? I send thank you messages on my Instagram too. Like, I will search out hashtags, the same hashtags I'm using, and the same kind of hashtags that, again, are conversations that are easy for me to have. So right now I'm searching 25 weeks pregnant. That's what I searched earlier today, and I searched beach hair don't care and curly hair don't care. Because again, those are easy for me to talk to people about, right? I can talk to someone about that kind of stuff pretty easily. So make it easy on yourself. You can comment on their post as well. I usually just, I'll sometimes check out a few posts, like, comment, and then send them a message. Let's see. What else? Oh, something else that I do is this is another really easy way to talk to people, is comment on their stories. Ask them a question on their story. This is so easy to do, and it's different than a regular, it's like different than a regular message the way your notifications come. Like, they don't miss it. Nobody misses when you comment on their story. The way the notifications show up on their Instagram, they see it. So it's a really easy way to talk to people. And that's like, I mean, why are people putting their stories up there anyways, right? So ask them a question about it. They post food, like, oh my gosh, that looks great. What's in that? What is that? Are they doing something with their kids? Oh, that's so cute. How old are your kids? Where are you guys at? That looks really pretty. Where's that picture taken? You know, it's just whatever it is. And if it's, again, if you're struggling really for a long time on something, skip. Next person. There's hundreds of people, you know, that probably stories you have access to. So just move on. Don't make it hard. A new thing that was just mentioned on something that I listened to that I started doing, this is probably something that's a little bit lower in terms of, like, I feel like return on your time, but you can also message people whose birthday it is. So I started doing this as well. Again, I'm a full-time coach, so this is something that I do, but if I was lower on time, I would focus more on people that are liking my stuff, looking at my stories, commenting on my stuff, and then me searching out people. The birthdays thing is kind of like it's an easy way to talk to people, but I don't know. I just started it, so yet to be determined the return on this. But it's super simple, and I just say, hey, Jenny, I see it's your birthday today. I just wanted to send you a personal message. I hope you have a wonderful day. And then I usually will say, are you doing anything special, or how are you celebrating? Again, asking a question at the end. Super easy. So I gave you a whole bunch of different ways I communicate with people, all the different ways I get started. And again, like I said, some people respond, some people won't. No big deal. And when they do respond, just think like they're your friend. How would you talk to your friend, right? She's right there. How would you talk to your best friend? It actually should be the same way with your post. Like when you post, if you wouldn't say that to your best friend, get rid of it. It's not you. It's the same communicating with other people. So you might want to, though, maybe you get hopefully you guys use a calendar to do your stuff. And maybe, you don't necessarily have to do all these things each day. So maybe like on Sunday night is when you're going to invite a bunch of new people and find a whole bunch of new Facebook friends on Facebook or Instagram. And then on Monday is when you're going to search hashtags, right? And on Tuesdays is when you're going to message people that looked at your story. And on Wednesday is when you're going to send thank yous for people that liked your post. And on Thursdays is when you're going to send invites and If you do, okay, let me caveat this. If you don't invite every day, then you need to do a huge block at once, because you've got to be inviting a group. I probably invite like 10 to 20 people a day, and that's a good invite from a previous conversation, right? So it's not just like a random invite. You've got to be having good invites. But if you want to do a whole bunch for your week all in one day, maybe Thursday is the day you do that, right? Because you posted your transformation somewhere else earlier, so you can send those invite messages now. And maybe on Friday is when you go back and message all the people that you invited way back on Sunday that are rude and didn't like or comment on any of your stuff yet. Maybe Friday. So you don't, and maybe Saturday is, I don't know, one of the other ways I mentioned to do it. But you don't have to do it every day. Is the point. Everything every day. But figure out how there's so many different ways to connect, and just start playing with it and see what's getting you the most response. What ends up being the best conversation for you. Okay. I think that's it, Rhonda. Sorry, I talked a little bit too long here.
It was something that just kind of made me think of, many coaches will say this: if you think this business is sexy, it's not. Because it's just getting better in these areas. There's a couple things you said that I think was just so brilliant, and I'm laughing. It was kind of funny hearing your generation versus mine. When you said,
we're the same. What do you mean?
I don't know. Well, you were like, hey, so like, if you were dating a guy and he didn't send you a text with a question back, and I'm sitting there and I'm laughing because I'm like, well, that would have been a pager back in my day. I was so laughing. But you know what? That is such a good way to look at this, because you guys think about, and it actually made me think about even girlfriends. Like if I go out to lunch with a girlfriend and she is just talking about herself the whole time, I come home and I tell my husband, I'm like, I will never go out that girlfriend again. We're over, right? Same thing with dating a guy. So this is actually the thing that you're talking about is the most fun part of my business. I love building relationships. It's actually really creepy to know that I've lived here in Arizona for 2 years and I hardly know a single soul, and my soul is completely fed, and I'm fine with that because that's not normal, because I'm constantly building relationships. I want to share, if I can, just read through my notes really quick. I have 2 pages of notes, and I'd love for you guys to ask any questions, but I wanted to call a couple people out on the call. So we've got Miss Meg here on the call. We've got Miss Jen H here on the call, and we've got Miss Samantha. All of you guys, and I'm just kind of like looking real quick. I built relationships through social media first. Heck, I talk to Jen H like almost every day about makeup still on Instagram. And Meg, like, I'm not even kidding you. When she finally joined my team, I was like, it is about time, girlfriend. I freaking know you. Like, we're talking about dogs, and she's getting married, and it's just, you guys, it's so much fun. And I think we try to make it so much about, I'm a Beachbody coach now. I need to tell them about the workout. I need to tell them about this amazing shake that has made me lose 7 pounds in 1 week. I mean, because that's what you guys are doing. But here's the thing is we have to almost bite our tongue and build that relationship first. But one of the things, Chrissy, that I love that you shared, like right off the bat, it's at the very top of my paper. If your why is not big enough and your vision is not strong enough, you will suck at this. Because this is truly what is going to drive you forward. This is what's going to allow you to be an amazing person that follows up with these people or builds relationships, because you love what you do. I literally 5 a.m., I've got my coffee, I go to Instagram, and I just start laughing and smiling at these comments back and forth and building relationships. It's the best part of my day. I'm like, this is so great. Okay, I'm going to go real quick and then have you guys ask questions. It says, I wrote down, the work you do today will pay off down the road. Amen to that. I was thinking of Meg. I don't even know, like I never pressured Meg like to join our team, never. But it was funny when she would like a post or she would say something, I would always comment back. I totally got to the point where I recognized her profile and I was like, dude, hey, how's it going, girl? Like it was so funny because I just loved seeing her and building a relationship that way. But you guys, I don't know how long Meg and I talked back and forth, at least a year. Like, and I'm not saying that that's how it's going to be for all of you guys, but if you go into this to like be like, oh, wow, like, you know, if I don't get sales right away or people don't want to join me, I'm going to quit, then you're in the wrong business. You have to do this and lead with your heart and know that your why and your vision is bigger than that conversation that you're having, and just slow down. Most of your conversations, I love that you shared this, Christine. You said most of your conversations start on your posts. So it really, we've had lots of calls about this. We've got lots of calls under files in the groups for you guys to go ahead and watch all of these team calls that we've had in the past. Make it a point to watch them. But the one thing, you guys, is it's so important that you guys ask questions within your post. Here's a prime example. That girlfriend you go to lunch with that only talks about herself, that person on social media that only talks about herself and never posts a question, is like full of herself, and I'm gonna unfollow her in 2 seconds because she never once asks me anything. So that post on social is no different than that girl having coffee across the table from you. I need you guys to think that way when you post. So I love that you shared that. Starting a conversation through your post. Okay, Instagram, first post of the day. I love how simple you made this. You're like, I'm drinking my Energize, I'm reading a book. Like, it's just, this is what we do, right? You need to do your workout. Stories need to use it and message them. So you guys, Instagram stories is the #1 place where I build conversations right now. And I know, Christine, you're so good at it. Like, if I post a recipe or something my kids are doing or my dog, I get so many messages per day about my stupid dog. Like, I literally, he is for sale. Like, I literally like strangle him. But like, it's just so funny. And I'll ask people questions on Instagram stories, and then they like blow me up, and they're like my best friend, and we're talking back and forth how to get rid of my herpes on my lip, right? So like, just have fun with it. So I love that you shared that. Voice messages. Yes.
And
Yes.
I want to say, if you like do something silly on your stories, even better. If it's goofy, like if I'm working out and I fall over, perfect. I am for sure posting that because people will comment on it. But also when I message them, it makes it fun. Like, oh my gosh, did you see me eat crap on my story? Like, it just makes it fun. Like, if you do be you and be whatever silly goofiness, it's easier. It's easier for people to chat with you, like give them a reason to like chat with you too or interact. Even if all they do is send back like the funny face at something you did, who cares? That is that is an open door to start talking.
It shows you're real. Nobody wants to see a robot out there. So I love that. It is the best way to build conversations. Just share the good and the bad and the dirty. Just do it.
Yeah.
Voice messages. She was talking about voice messages. You guys, it's like Facebook for me. I voice message every single person that messages me. For one reason, I'm super busy. And I don't know about y'all, but I don't have, I want to be able to like communicate to them past the writing. Like, I feel like that's so impersonal. Like, I'm like, hey girl, oh my God, sorry, my kid was sick. How are you? I'm finally getting your message. Thank you so much. Let's see. Compliment and ask a question. I love how you shared this, how you were like, it says Facebook, when you friend someone, go to their post, compliment a post. But did you guys hear what she said? She said, also ask a question. How many times do you go through Facebook and like your friend's post and you might say something, but you never ask a question? What an easy way to build a conversation. Part of our business is building conversations that can be brought back to what it is that you guys do. Okay, my other pages here, let's see. Someone messages you, I liked this. You share how busy you are. Hey girl, sorry, I've been getting the meal plans together for my group. I saw that you had this question, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, girlfriend, brilliant. I've never used that. I'm so using that right now. I'm stealing that. I was like, oh, that's good. Yeah. That's exactly what's going on in my life. I'm like, hey girl, sorry, I just got a phone, just signed a person joining my team and I'm so excited. Thank you so much for waiting. I cannot wait to help you. And then they're like, oh, she's super busy. I better grab her now, right? It's the truth. It's the truth, you guys. Don't hide that truth. That is what's going on, right? Oh, I was just checking in my challenge groups, just watching them rock it. So sorry, having like a crazy busy day, but I wanted to let you know that I wanted to set some time aside to get to you, right? In our coach training, for any of you brand new coaches that are in there, I think it's day 9, we have the formula that Christine talked about, the FORM. It's the #1 way to build a relationship. So if you guys are not in the coach training, make sure you tag me in our team page and we can add you to the coach training. It is a must. You've got to follow that form. It's building trust, building relationship. It's so easy. It becomes second nature. When posting and someone asks a question, you ask a question back, drop the mic. Like, it's that easy. Like, do you know how many times, Christine, I literally am like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. My little girl's getting so big. And then I don't ask a question. So,
yeah.
Guys, I don't do that. I'm so doing that. I'm like, I'm so asking questions now. And it's funny, I'm really good about asking questions in post, but not carrying on that conversation. You guys, that's where it's at. And I will never forget what Melanie Mitro said on a call. And it really goes back to what Christine is saying is when you start a conversation with somebody, think about that conversation never ending. How could you make it to where it never ends? So, and then at some point she says she brings it back to a private message, right? Because you don't want to be like, oh, you know, today Aunt Flo started, you know, whatever it might be, right? You bring that, just kidding. You know what I mean? Right. Sorry. And then private message when people like your post. Heard that before. It's awesome. I do that with quite a few people. Post a transformation at least 2 times per week. So I want to throw some ideas out there and Christine, kind of hear what your thoughts are on this. So there are some days like I share a lot more. So first of all, Instagram stories, you guys, perfect freaking platform to be sharing transformations happening on your team, old ones, new ones, your old transformation. I have the best transformation tomorrow of my husband holding his pants off and they literally fall off. And he literally, and I'm like, oop, there's his panties. Like literally, like I'm like, that's insane. Not that it's a transformation, but you know, you guys, there's so many platforms also on, you know, obviously Instagram, Facebook, that kind of thing. But I was curious, when you say twice per week, I'm thinking I probably do it about twice per week. Are you thinking that's Instagram stories or just in general? Just in general, make sure that you're sharing at least twice a week.
That's a good question. So when I said that, I meant on like an actual post.
Okay.
Twice a week. But I probably share on my stories actually even more often than that.
Me too. Yeah.
And sometimes I'll share and I'll do a poll and be like, do seeing other people's transformations motivate you? You know, yes, no, and see what they say. I'll throw that in and be like, all right, you guys are getting more and do more.
Yeah.
I'll send that like if I'm sharing a couple transformations, share 1 and maybe 2 or something and then do that and get them kind of like excited. Please.
And especially right now, you guys with our challenge. And today I've been blowing up transformation photos on Instagram stories because I'm like, dude, either shit or get off the pot. This is when you join our team. So hello. And ask those questions, do those polls. I think it's important. I have to tell you, I do a poll every day, if not more than one, because I think it tells me, you guys, what my followers want. It's letting me, you know, yesterday when I did one about, Saturday I did one about wine and Tito's. I was shocked how many people like vodka over wine. I was like, wow, okay. And I thought it was gonna be the other way around. I was like, that's okay. So I know this sounds silly, but it just gives me something to talk about. So I love, so twice a week, share a transformation, your own, one from our team. You guys have fun with it. This was really cool. I love you shared a calendar for building a relationship. You guys can print out a calendar. And I know, like Christine said, she does this full time. So, and I do too. So these are things we do all day long. It's not hard to do. I can do it in the Target parking lot. I can do it at Costco. It's like super simple. But a calendar for building a relationship. You know, one day you send thank yous to all the people that liked your post on Instagram, or one day you build relationships through Instagram stories, the people that viewed it. Like, have fun with it. One of the things like I loved about, you know, just building relationships with many of the coaches here is I would go to your guys' pages and I'd be like, oh my God, she's a mom too. Oh, she's doing workouts. And I remember when I was running sneak peeks, my husband will watch me. I'll be sitting on the couch or we're watching a movie or something. And I'll be like, dude, she does exactly what I do and she doesn't get paid for it. So I need it. This girl needs me, you know? So I would never know that if I didn't creep over to their page, right? It's really fun. I have to say this is the most fun part of our business is just remembering that building relationships And then we get to all see each other at Summit, and we get to have an amazing time. But I would love for you guys, I just want to recap some of the things that really stuck out to me at you, some huge nuggets. Any of you guys have questions, unmute your line. We've got about 5 minutes left. I'd love for you guys to maybe ask really specific questions. Maybe an area you're struggling with that maybe she didn't tackle, where you're like, hey, what would you do here? So this is your one chance to like grab her and say, girl, tell me what you do. This is when it gets like crickets, right? So everybody has like, yeah, oh my gosh, Emily, let me unmute you. Yes, go for it, girl, go.
First of all, thank you so much for being our guest here. I wrote down my question. It said, like, at what point did you make a public fitness page, like on Facebook and Instagram? Like, not a private one from your like friends and family, but like a public one.
Are you worried? Like, do you have children? Are you worried about it being public, or?
No, I'm just wondering, like, when do coaches do that, or do they do it right away? Because right now I'm only using my private one, but I feel like my pool is just so limited and small right now. I'm wondering, like, should I be making a public one right now?
When you say private, do you mean personal?
Yeah.
Personal Facebook page? Okay. But, okay. I thought you meant like it's private, it's set to private, so only friends can see it.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it is right now. Like, I haven't made a separate, like, I'm a coach page. It's like I came out on my private page as a coach.
You came out on your private page. Like, coming out. So Veronica probably answered this too, but I did it immediately.
Okay.
And yeah, I didn't know anything about Instagram. My friend had to like find, I was like, I know I have an account. She had to find me on there and tell me what it was. And it was my name. How did I not know that?
My personal page, I went public right away. And then my Instagram actually used to just say Rhonda Race, and I switched it to Race for Fitness. But FYI, if I were to sign as a coach today, it would just be Rhonda Race. I would never, ever use another name. Just, it's silly the way the industry has gone. Like, you guys have been known for your name your whole life. Why would you choose anything else? So don't come up with this fancy name. Just use your name. Just use your name and use that. It was like my upline was saying, I'm like one of the exceptions because my last name is Race. She goes, there's not many people that, she used me and one other person. She goes, don't just use your name, but make your personal page public and then make your Instagram public as well. I have no issues with it. Every once in a while, I might get like a weirdo and I block them. I'm like, okay, bye, you're blocked. Like, I bet I don't have any issues in any way, shape, or form, but I did go public on my personal page right away. I did.
You kind of have to, like, when you send a friend request, the first thing they're gonna do is go look at your page. If it's private, like, what are they gonna do with that? There's not, they don't know. And don't think like, oh, I need to start a coach page versus a personal page. They're one and the same, girl. Like, one of the mistakes I think I made as a new coach, as soon as I became a new coach, I blasted fitness everywhere. Like, fitness, as if there was nothing else to me. Like, I remember my coach asking me about other things, and I was like, no, I'm only into health and fitness. That's dumb. So you want to make sure you're sharing the things you've been sharing, and you're just going to add things to that. But yeah. So how long have you been a coach, Emily?
It's only been like a month. Actually, less than a month. It's only been like 15 days since I've really been posting. So it's all really new, and that's what I didn't know.
She's doing fitness videos like freaking crazy, and I'm like, okay, she's awesome. And she looks like Anne Hathaway, right? She's beautiful.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. Thanks for answering.
It's exciting. I think the one thing, you guys, is this is me personally, and I don't know if Christine, if you're like this. When I was on Instagram, and let's say, and this is really a bad example, but if somebody had their page private, it just was really hard to build a relationship. Yeah. I knew Meg would private message me, and her and I would talk back and forth through private messages and stuff. But when somebody's not public I find it really hard to even like know if I want to, build a relationship. I'll send a friend request sometimes, obviously if we're building a relationship, but if somebody is public, it's so easy to see. I'm like, oh my God, she's a mom, she's into fitness. And then it allows those hashtags that I'm using to actually take effect. to where people I actually use the hashtags, Fit Mom or Arizona Moms, those people can actually see what I'm posting versus, well, she used this hashtag, but I can't even see any of her crap, right? It just makes it a lot easier. And know that you've got complete control. If you've got somebody that comes on and they're kind of creepy, you just block them right away and then they're blocked from your page the rest. I don't get too many anymore because it's pretty obvious what I'm posting. So yeah. Do any of you guys have any other questions? We'll take 1 or 2 more questions. Anybody? Miss Samantha, no? You guys good? Okay. Christine, Samantha, go.
I just want to say thank you because she touched on so many things that you're like, for instance, I can think of 15 girls that like my stuff all the time. And you're like, I don't know. Like I see a lot of people that will post. So I guess I do kind of have a question. You see a lot of people that will post about, how much they make a year. And I feel like it's kind of a double-edged sword because I don't want these people to think that I'm using them as my income, right? Like that I'm only reaching out to them for income. Does that make sense? So it's like when I reach out to people, I try to be like super intentional. So I almost wait for them to ask me a question instead of being like, hey girl, thanks for the love. I see that you're posting on my page. Is there any questions you want to ask me? Instead of being like, hey, try this because it's going to be money in my pocket. Does that make sense?
So the only thing is there's a lot of people, and if you're not one of them, this might be hard for you to understand. Like I'm a very extrovert person, but a lot of people are shy, and even though they are interested, they won't comment because they maybe don't want anyone else to see their comment, or they want it, but they're also scared, and they're like, ugh. And so I think it's important to reach out to them. And if you're doing it in the way that you're just like, hey girl, I always just say a thank you, just to get the conversation. I always see you giving me all the love. Please don't ever stop. In parentheses, please don't ever stop with the little heart emoji, if you use emojis, I do.
Yeah.
Like I so appreciate you. You don't even know what that means to me. Like, well, what's up? Like, I see you always on my stuff. If you feel comfortable going there right away.
Yeah, and I think that like I said, I really like the way that you portray that because I do. Like I follow tons of coaches, and a lot of times you will see them just post about how much money they're making. And so I don't ever want, I don't ever want that to be a part of my page because I don't ever want them to think that I'm seeking them out for money.
Yeah.
Not at all. And I just wanted to say thanks because it kind of gave me an encouraging way to reach out to them.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You're welcome. Hey, I'm curious, Samantha, why did you, what are you in coaching for? Like, what was the motivation that made you want to be a coach?
That's so fun. So I keep getting asked my why, and I guess why not. I'm a full-time working mom. I have a husband who never stops going. He works a 16-hour day, and he's like, let's go hike the mountains in our backyard. I've got twins, and so it was like, I love the gym, but it wasn't feasible anymore. Like, okay. I wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning to work out, and I just like pray that I have enough time to spend with my kids in the evening. And so that's kind of been my story is like I know that, producing breast milk is like really hard, and Shakeology has all the milk boosters. So why not? And I get to spend time with my kids, do my workout with me. So why not? My husband sees the results every day. Why not?
Okay. So yours is really like a way to be fit at home, stay healthy with a crazy family and busy, husband and all that stuff.
I definitely like the money perks of it. I just, like I said, I have been that person where my friends will reach out and be like, buy Monat or, buy your home insurance from me. And I'm like, I'm not going to feed your pocket. I'm your friend.
Yeah.
We're friends. And so I know and I always tell my friends, like, if you want to try it and you don't want to spend the money, just like, let me know. I'll buy your Shakeology under me for the first time. Cause I want them to understand, like, it's expensive because of all the great things in it. It's expensive because of everything you get out of it. Because when you think about it, $100 for Beachbody On Demand for an entire year, like, I mean, I spend more on that in gas getting to the gym every year. I spend more on that in my fees. So I
think that's awesome. Yeah. You can of course, if you want to do that. Oh, I'm sorry, Rhonda. Well, if you want to do that, Samantha, like, obviously you run your business how you want, and I think that's awesome that you do that. But if you're being their coach, that takes away time away from your husband and your twins, right? Like, don't undervalue your time. And
Okay.
you know what I mean? Like, don't feel bad about getting paid for your time. Like, I don't have a child yet, but when I do, like, if you want to pull me away from him to help you with this, I'm going to expect, like, there's a change. But why I was asking was because I am financially motivated. That's not to say I can't want to help people too. I am financially motivated. So to hear a little bit, dropping it in here and there, and the fact that you're conscious about it, I can't imagine your post would be offensive. I can just tell from talking to you that it wouldn't be. But I don't think dropping it in here or there would be terrible, because people, they want to know, like, is she doing this for free and because it's fun? Like, what else is she getting out of it, kind of stuff?
Right.
How else is it helping her?
And being humble about it. I think that there are a lot of coaches that are humble about it. Like, it's really important that I always tell my story and where I came from, so people, where they see where we're at now, this is not where I started. And I think always painting a picture of that. And I will tell you, like, even like meeting with you guys, coaches, one-on-one, or customers one-on-one, you've got 10 minutes of my time. You've got 10 minutes of my time, because my time is valuable, and I've got, X amount of people. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it is a very humbling thing to be able to share, and it's funny, Samantha, I'm so much like you. I did not join this business for the income. I didn't actually even know that there was an income opportunity beyond getting my products paid for. And to sit here and be able to make 6 figures a few years into it, I just was kind of shocked. And it's like, it's very difficult to share that story, but I think it's important to make sure that you really do it when you choose to. Like, my very first story, you guys, because all of us have a story when we first become a coach. My first story is, I needed my products paid for. How do I talk about that without coming across creepy, right? So I really talked about where I came from and how I didn't even know that this was an opportunity. And I really talked about, like, oh my God, I didn't even know I could help people and help them to get out of bed and make them feel amazing. And here I'm able to help my family. I had no clue of that, and be able to share that and paint that picture. People were like, huh. And then all of a sudden, those moms that can't get out of bed, they're starting to think of Samantha when they wake up, and they go, oh, I want to do that. So I think really taking it away from being so pushy, really into sharing your story and staying humble and true to your heart and why you started is so important. It really is. Never forget why you started. Your why should either piss you off or make you cry. And if it doesn't, it's not big enough. It's just not.
Yeah. Yes.
So. Well, Christine, thank you so much. You guys,
you're so welcome
for asking questions. I am so, honestly, so first of all, I think everybody needs to listen to this call more than once, because I think that there's honestly so many nuggets. Like, you could listen to this and grab something else, because she really didn't just talk about one platform, but multiple different ones. So go back and listen, take some further notes. You might grab some things out of it. I'm going to be doing a guest call for Christine this week on branding and being so clear on your brand and how to talk about it every single day. And of course, I can provide the link for you guys. If you guys want to watch that, I will do that. But honestly, girl, you crushed it. Thank you so much for taking time out of your family. And you guys, tomorrow, take 2 to 3 things from what Christine said tonight. So, because I know you got pages and pages of notes like me. Take 2 to 3 things and implement them, right? 2 to 3 things, and just start implementing them, and you're going to get better and better. Because I think sometimes we get so many tools, we're like, what do we do? Just take a couple, and then it's going to get easier. And you'll be like, oh my God, this is so much fun. So, all right, you guys. Christine, thank you so much, you guys. I'll have the recording up soon. You guys all have a blessed night. Bye, everybody.